Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my program. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining me from any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contributions on this channel. Please kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. In this channel, I bring information to your doorstep. I bring news from all channels, from every angle. Things that have to do about the world, things that have to do about Africa, more especially Nigeria. I bring it to your doorstep, some information that you ignore, some information that you cannot be able to come across. I look for them, I bring it to your doorstep for you to see. Every video you see on this channel is for educational purpose.
The United Kingdom Parliamentary Group on Freedom of Religion and Beliefs are at the Benue Governor's Lodge at Sokoro to interact with the State Governor Samuel Ortom.
Relationships for us are obviously Christian brothers in the Lord. We might be different people, but we're the same under the Lord, and that's really important to remember that as well. And we are very pleased and very proud of our relationship between the United Kingdom and Nigeria and how much we value that. Your Excellency, and we really do, and that's why we're here as a delegation as well, so we can promote those good things that bring us together, the cultural things that bring us together, the historical things that bring us together, the economic things that bring us together, the religious views that bring us together. But we as an APPG are here to learn more and to help you.
To interact with us so that to understand the issues on ground, because several people have intimidated us here in Nigeria and blackmailed us, and the information getting to you most times are not correct. So you find it difficult, but coming to interact with us remains a good thing. In Nigeria, we have a multi-ethnic and multi-religious country. We have more than 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria, each speaking different languages. And religion is also multi. We have several religions in this country, but the most pronounced ones are Christians and Muslims. And somehow the freedom of religions is guaranteed under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Clearly, and it's based on the diversity that we have, but because of non-adherence to the provisions of the Constitution, have brought a major challenge when it comes to religion. Extreme religious views, combative narratives, and lack of tolerance continue to create a major religious fault line. Almost all conflicts in the country have religious undertones and susceptible to religious manipulations. Suspicion exists amongst adherents of different religions, and trust is broken down. The inability of the Nigerian state to guarantee plural spaces for citizens to worship and to worship the God of their choice, or not worship at all under the protection of the state, has complicated national integration, national building and development. I've always told people that, look, the issue of worshiping God is left to individuals. So people should be free to worship the God they want. In my state, for instance, I've not had any issue of conflict between the major religious group or anyone at all. I'm a Christian, the Muslims should do their worship, atheists should believe in what they want, and Babalawos and all that should do what they want. But if the Christian and Muslims want, they can preach to each other and they convert. That is your business. Because whether making heaven or not making heaven is individual business. People should understand this. But the state seems complicit, and citizens, majority Christians, seem helpless when others undermine their fundamental human rights, the freedom of religion. There are reasons to think that Nigerian state is complicit as follows. The current appointment of a known Taliban and Boko Haram supporters into key national offices is a big challenge to some of us. And the integration of repentant Boko Haram fighters into the official military is another major challenge. The failure to arrest and prosecute any of the infamous terrorist herdsmen is another challenge. The truth is that when you hear about these terrorist herdsmen who are Fulanis, they are coming with an agenda. But they use religion to shield themselves and try to deceive people. But their real agenda is to take over the country and make it their own. The Fulanis over 200 years ago realized that they were scattered all over the world and they needed to come together. Senegal, Cameroon, Mauritania, Libya, and all those areas. So they needed to come together to take over Nigeria as their country that they can call their own. Otherwise, there is nowhere where it is cited as a Fulani nation.
The group is concerned over the steady decline in security, which has led to continued displacements, and wonder if there is any strategy in place to return the displaced home.
I know some Muslims being killed as well, but thousands of Christians being killed, as you will know, millions displaced. Early this year I was in the Middle Belt, and there, as on many other occasions, we visited the burnt villages where everything was destroyed, their homes, church, clinic, schools. We talked to survivors, and many of those have suffered atrocities perpetrated by the terrorists. One young mother I spoke to, and I could give you hundreds of these stories, but they said your daughter would like to suck her mother's finger, so they cut off her finger, and her little 6-year-old girl was killed with her mother's finger in her mouth. Atrocities, cruelty, terrorism, terror, killings, displacement. But again and again, we're told that the security forces don't come until the killings have taken place and the burning has been accomplished. And I wonder what reason the government can give for allowing so many cases, not one case, but so many cases of destruction, of terror, of killings to take place before the security forces come.
Could you tell me, is there a long-term strategy on behalf of the federal government beyond a military response to get the IDPs back to their farms and get them working and get the economy going again? What is the strategy that will stop this radical spread, this spread of radical Islam, and start to push it back and allow Nigeria to begin to recover? Is there a long-term strategy?
Even me, as the chief security officer of the state, I still have to rely on the federal government. The federal government has all the security apparatus of the country. They control them, they recruit them, they pay them. And the only strategy to restore peace and get these people back to their homes is when we have adequate security to give protection to our families. Just last year, after several attempts to get the federal government to provide enough security, failed. What we did was to enact a law of community volunteer guards and also provide them with legal weapons that they can fight for their lives. But you see, these terrorist herdsmen of Fulanis, because now they don't even come with cows, but they come to kill and go back before bringing in their cattle. So they have sophisticated weapons, AK-49 and so on. Bigger other ones, explosives that they come to destroy people's homes. So the strategy to solve this problem and get these people go back is for the federal government that owns the security apparatus to deploy enough security men to protect the citizens. Because people are not allowed to own the same weapons that these terrorists come with. So that has complicated a lot of things. And so the other question you asked, like I've written it in my presentation, is for your organization to put pressure on the federal government to respect its constitution and the laws of the land. That is all that we seek for. Federal government should be fair. They should treat Nigeria as a multi-religious country. Nigeria is a secular country, but they are trying to make Nigeria an Islamic state. That is the challenge. So, whatever you can do, whatever you can say, prevail on the federal government to respect its constitution. Otherwise, you're asking for chaos and anarchy and lawlessness. Because if all of us decide to take weapons and begin to kill in the name of religion, in the name of we don't want this ethnic group to be here, and then there will be problems. We have tried as to maintain peace and to respect the laws of the land. I resisted the temptation of forming a militia to arm them with the same kind of weapons that these people come to kill. Those things are on my table. A lot of our people have advised me that, look, let us also be lawless. But I said, two wrongs cannot make a right. But I think we're getting to that level. Because our people say that the goat doesn't bite. But when you push it to the wall, it will use its teeth to scratch on you. So that is the point. So I think what you can do for us, to find a way of presenting and pushing the federal government to respect the laws of the land and respect everybody. Give people equal opportunities, not siding people that are terrorizing us.
So Bellwether International works in 4 IDP camps in Benue. We're trying to take a holistic approach to rebuild the economy, to work with children and families, to implement literacy programs. We run a football program, and we're addressing mental health issues that many families are facing after being displaced and experiencing trauma. As you've mentioned, this is a very complex issue, and Nigeria has been divided in many ways. So our goal is to unite people, to cooperate with government, to cooperate with civil society, and instead of dividing Nigeria again and again and again, let's bring people together over a cause of peace. And let's acknowledge that there are more good people in this country that have the power and the means to bring change than there are people who are trying to divide and bring evil.
I think that there has to be that discussion had, not just in the UK, but I think across Africa and certainly here in Nigeria. There is ample evidence that the situation is getting worse, that the situation that is facing religious minorities, religious communities across Nigeria is reaching a crisis point. And so we're here today as part of a UK parliamentary delegation to try and understand where that situation is right now, to try and speak to as many religious leaders, civic society leaders and IDPs who've been to IDP camps and spoken to people about their own personal experience. And it's a bleak picture, it's a deeply, deeply worrying picture. And I think when we go back to the UK, the message that we will take back is that the situation in Nigeria is not getting any better. Indeed, it is getting worse. And there has to be a great deal of work done bilaterally between the United Kingdom and Nigeria, but also within Nigeria itself to empower civic society leaders who I've been incredibly impressed with, to give them the power to affect real and meaningful change, because at the moment the change isn't happening and things are getting worse.
The visiting parliamentary group appreciated the interaction, which confirmed their suspicion of the declining state of things in the country, to make a presentation when they return. Dolphin Aga, AIT News, Abuja.